Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Dr. Jess here. I am here today to talk to you about PCAs, which stands for Personal Care Attendant. Okay, so you may see an accommodation listed for one of your students that says PCA or Personal Care Attendant on it. So I just want to share with you a little bit about what a PCA is and isn't, and also just some information about what it's like to navigate, including both a student and their PCA, so that when and if you see this or when and if you encounter this, you're equipped with the best knowledge possible for the success of your class, yourself, your student, their PCA, and everyone else involved. Okay. So, with that, personal care attendant is somebody helping a student related to their personal disability related needs, right? And this can be physical or mental, developmental, you name it, right? Intellectual, emotional, um, any and all of the above. Often our students have multiple disabilities at the same time, so sometimes a little bit of a combination of many, right? Um, a PCA is not provided by CSUSB. A PCA is usually provided by community resources or by private pay. So a PCA, for instance, could be provided by a nonprofit or by the Independent Living Center or by the regional center or, out of somebody's pockets, or it can also be a family member. Okay, so it could be a mom, a dad, brother, sister, someone who's volunteering their time, right? Why might a PCA be there? Let's say the person has narcolepsy, and has a routine for waking up without, like, being startled. That PCA might help with that. So that way the student can fully participate in class. Let's say that the student has an ostomy bag and that ostomy bag, needs all the, support that an ostomy bag does. That PCA then is helping with those needs. Let's say the person needs communication support or mobility support, um, or a number of different things, right? That PCA supports in the ways personally needed by the individual, right? So it's very much um, different than something like a class aide, right? Or like a note taker. This is about that individual's personal care needs. So it lives in a little bit of this different category. What SSD does is provides notation on the accommodation notification that that person does have a PCA. Um, Other than that, everything kind of gets done outside of the school. Okay. But let's say, we see PCA, we don't know what it means, and lo and behold, we're supposed to have 20 people in class, and now we have 21 people in class because there's a PCA. And maybe we're caught off guard by it for a minute, and then we realize, oh, okay, cool, this person is, bringing this person to support them in their access. Like, love it, great, no problem, right? What are some of the expectations of a PCA? Um, in a perfect world, that PCA would be, um, supporting the individual while also kind of keeping a low profile in the room, right? Not playing videos loudly on their phone while they wait for the next round of support that's needed. Not talking on the phone and getting in altercations or, making some kind of change to the energy in the space that they're in. Being attentive to the person that they're providing personal care for is great and really appreciated. Not having conflict with the person directly that they're providing personal care for, um, and not having conflict with the site, whether that's you or if it's a fieldwork site or what have you. So the PCA is there to support and to really be like an extra set of whatever that person needs, in order for them to access the course. Okay. If for some reason it's turning into way more than that, that's a really good reason to contact SSD at csusb.com.edu. Sorry, SSD at csusb.edu, so that we can answer any questions you have about like what might be going on unique to that specific situation. It's really rare. It doesn't come up that often, but we just want to make sure that that it's not like everything goes kind of situation, right? It's that person's providing a service. If they're venturing outside that service, let's just talk about it and maybe figure out what needs to be done from there. But generally, right, it's like if that person comes in with a wheelchair, that person and their wheelchair are both welcome. If that person comes in with a PCA, that's a tool for them to do the job of being a student with you. So that person and their tool to do the job of being a student with you come together as a unit, right? If you have questions about confidentiality, that's also fair, right? Student is bound, by like being respectful. If student's bound by the syllabus, their PCA is bound by that same syllabus, right? So whatever your expectations are that are outlined in class, both of the like because they're together as a unit, it's one, right? Um, so, we're happy to allay any concerns there. Um, and, obviously talk to the student, not to the PCA. It's like an interpreter, right? There might be an interpreter in the room, but talk to the person and then let the interpreter do their thing. Um, Definitely talk to the person, not the PCA. Um, you know, and go from there. It's it is definitely doable. Um, it sometimes just takes a minute if we've never experienced it before to just make sure that we kind of have our bases covered. I'm always available to you, jessica.nerren@csusb.edu, to talk through anything unique to your classroom. And most of all, I just thank you for caring and for making the time to promote the best possible access and the best possible success for your students. So thank you so much and see you in the next video.